I faced Greg Maddux. With runners with nobody on, he never threw me pitches he was going to get me out with. When I seen a whole different Greg Maddux when runners were on base, he didn't care what I did as long as it's, a hit or a home run, as long as it's, just one run. Yeah. But when runners on base, no, you got a different Greg Maddux. But, that was all pitchers then. I mean, up and in meant they were coming in there for a reason, to set up something else. Now they just throw. But on the flip side, I never went out and looked for a pitcher's best pitch. I'm not going to go out and look for Pedro's slider or changeup. You can't hit it. Randy Johnson's slider down in it, you're not going to hit it. I'm hunting my strength, which is out over the plate and hanging breaking balls. These guys now go out looking for a pitcher. His best pitch is a slider. You're looking for that?
Life After Sports.
23, we're back. And you know what? A professional view and a fan view. Or as he puts it, I don't even know if I can say it. Northern California's finest athlete, self-proclaimed, Nick Smernes. Thank you, Nick, for coming today.
Thanks, Greg.
How long you guys know each other?
Too long. Goddamn, too long.
40, almost 40.
Longer than that, fool.
Well, how old are you?
Not as old as you.
Anyway, around 40.
Longer than that. I was 7 and he was 15, and I played against him, and he broke my arm in Little League. Yeah. He did. He was a pitcher. He was the same size. Not as much girth, but he had the same size. He shaved, same height. He was a stud. He was a stud.
Guess what Greg learned that day?
What did he
Get off the plate.
He really did break my arm, yeah. I didn't come out of the game. No, after the game I said, Mom, something's not right.
Wow.
And, we played up back then. We've always played with the big boys, you know what I mean? No, but Nick's been a good friend for a long time, man. He saw it, but we just disagree with every. He does it on purpose, I think.
It's not true. It's my opinion.
Look, I respect it.
You have your opinion, I have mine.
Why do you get so mad when I say mine?
Well, because sometimes you don't say the right thing.
So here we go. So
let's talk about baseball.
So we'll just take it as golf. Member guest, I bring Nick.
Yes, I'm very fortunate.
Scholarship. I mean, you know what I mean? He would do the same for me.
Yeah,
but he doesn't. We're trying to win. He plays not to mess up. And am I right?
Well, if I have a 10-foot putt, I don't putt it 10 feet by and miss the next one.
I don't either, but at least I try to make it.
Well,
so he's 5 feet short, so we never know if it can go in. And I know, but we're trying to win.
You have to get it to the hole. I agree.
He's a little bit more conservative than I am.
Defense wins championships.
But you got to try to score at some point. At some point, you got to try to score.
Just saying.
So, Nick, this is a loaded question because who's in first place right now? I probably text you, Josh, right now what teams he's going to say.
Okay. So
who's your favorite team?
This year, I picked the Phillies and Toronto.
Okay. Toronto.
I pick 2 different teams every year because of the trades and the loyalty of certain people that stay and all. I calculate. I don't pick favorites because that's easy to do.
But how many times did favorites win?
Hardly ever.
Why'd you pick the Phillies?
They were like 5-1. That's freaking pretty good.
But he always picks, like I said. Okay, so
is that your team?
You don't have a team.
You don't have a team.
Oh, okay. You guys want to go over this?
Yeah, I do.
Great friend. Where did he start? Milwaukee.
Okay, Milwaukee, yeah.
As a Brewer fan.
Okay, well, fair enough. All right.
And then where'd he go?
Okay.
Then I had to get San Diego gear.
Okay, all right. Well, that's loyalty.
Well, that lasted for a year or 2. And then I had to get Reds gear.
Yep.
I didn't get anything Tampa Bay. He gave me a shirt. That was it. I wasn't too hyped on Tampa. Although they did have 4 sluggers. I can't remember them. Canseco, Castillo. You and
McGriff?
McGriff.
Oh man, McGriff.
McGriff's got one of the best swings ever, guys.
Better person too.
I was gonna say
very
he's somebody that's a little underrated. Did he
Yes.
make it to the Hall?
Yeah, but he had to go through. Yeah,
He went through that.
You see what I'm saying, man?
Because I'm like, he was close to 500 home runs. I followed his career too.
But dude, it's crazy.
So anyway, that's the reason why I pick different teams. I can't just Niner fan every year. Or how about, no disrespect, being a Raider fan right now? I don't know where you've
Luckily,
been.
James ain't here.
20, 25 years. And I respect them being loyal to him and, the Jackets and all this. And, they move. Raider fans.
Oh, okay.
They move and they still stay Raider fans. They
do.
just have to travel. But I respect everybody that is loyal to their teams. But I just can't do it.
Okay, so
I'm a bad guy, I guess, for that.
No, not a bad guy, but I just like to know your picks before they make it to the playoffs because then you'll be like, oh, I picked them, 2 years ago sitting at Gordy's
Well,
house.
I've done that.
No, but so tell me this.
Yeah, I was 2 years off.
So tell me this. Who is your football picks this year? Football season starting
Yeah,
Thursday.
this is exciting.
So tell me your picks this year.
I have Miami.
Okay. Whoa. All right. All right.
Miami.
Bold.
And I'm still waiting on my Super Bowl other side. I got 2 days.
No, but we want to document
Yeah,
it.
we
dude.
gotta- yeah.
You got to document it, dude, because you gave me 2 the other day.
All right.
Was one Miami?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. No, I can't do it.
Well, why?
I was going to say Dallas, but I can't do it.
Dallas. Why do they pick? Every year people pick Dallas. Every year.
I mean, you got to sometime. I mean, ownership and all that stuff and the money's that it's, I don't know. They're 10-1 or something. So I don't know yet. I'm not official.
Okay, but take out the bettor's perspective. If you're not betting on it on a prop bet, who do you think's going to make it? Take betting out.
Atlanta.
Okay, so Atlanta. That's all right.
I'm going there. Atlanta, Miami.
No, okay, so you heard it.
You guys got it.
I heard it. I heard it. I mean, it's not. I don't. Yeah,
This is recording, right?
yeah, we're good.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's definitely
There
on record.
you go,
It's
G.
definitely-
Atlanta and Miami.
Okay, we
All
got
right.
it.
Is Greg gonna pick 49ers?
Of
Oh
course.
yeah,
Yeah, you got to.
yes. Yeah, we don't have 12 teams. We pick one every year.
There it is.
49ers.
Okay. Who do you think they're gonna? You think it's gonna be? Who do you think it's gonna be against?
I don't care.
You don't care.
No,
Okay. All right. I guess it doesn't matter.
You don't have opinion?
I don't
who
care.
do you think-
I think
I know you don't care, but you don't
maybe
think-
Baltimore, dude.
I mean, Baltimore is always.
Did they lose a bunch of their linemen or
No.
something?
But let's say Niners. So we have to go through him. So that we ain't worried about that side. I'm talking about the other side.
Yeah.
And so I can't pick somebody in my division. This is like when we play golf, right? Everyone says who you're going to bet in, in the horse race and all that. If I bet on some other teams, I don't think I'm going to win.
Yeah.
So I bet on me.
I respect that. I totally respect that.
I bet on me, and if I lose, I can handle that.
Every year I'm hopeful my team's gonna win, but I'm realistic at the same time. Certain teams.
Rams and the Angels.
It's kind of tough.
Rams and the
Kinda
Angels.
tough, it's kind of tough. At least you got the Dodgers. there.
You got the Lakers too.
At least you got the Dodgers there. And the Lakers, but I can't wait for LeBron to retire, man. I've been waiting since he got signed.
LeBron's done too much for the NBA, man. I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately, people, you either love him or you hate him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't hate him. I just think he doesn't bring anything good to the team anymore at this point.
Really? You don't
Yeah,
think,
no, I don't think so.
Nick, what do you think about that? Do you think LeBron's pretty good?
I wasn't saying that.
I think he made more plays this last year than the previous 2-3 years, where his energy level was at a
Dude, he made a fast break
higher
better
level.
than anybody in the NBA last year.
Yeah, I'd like to meet him and ask him why he's still going so well. He's doing fantastic. Anything outside the court and whatever his opinions on other things, that's up to him, right? But on the court, he's fantastic.
But you know what though? Yeah. You're right. He helped us win the gold medal for USA, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But what I love about LeBron is he's not scared to voice his opinion, and he's in a position too, and so I applaud him for that. You know what I mean? I applaud him for having the balls to, say how he feels. I mean, that's a testament to him.
Yeah. Well, I just feel like he's always the guy that runs the whole team when he's on a team.
Well, that's not
You know
his
what I mean?
fault.
There's no, that's all I'm saying. It's like, would his son have got signed? Like, I don't know. That's a trip to me. Getting
Yeah, but that was all.
But
That was predicted almost though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, he's done enough to have that weight. You know what I mean?
I get it.
But look how many dads owns teams or coaches coach, and their sons come right into it, and they So I mean, it's a big deal because
It's true.
It's LeBron's dad, but he's no different than Belichick and his boys, or Gruden and his boys.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones, his son's the general manager, assistant, because Jerry's the general manager.
Yeah.
Whatever they got down there, I don't care. I hope they
Yeah.
keep it like that, because they'll never win that way. But it's just one of those things that he's in position. He earned it, and I applaud him to be able to. I wish I could have done it.
Yeah.
For my boys, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, how many businessmen do it? Their son's right up there, as soon as they graduate. So, it's just the way of the world.
He won't give you the time of day though. When you look at LeBron, he won't even look at you. At least you'll acknowledge people, and you're a little bit more humble than like. I mean, from
No.
my experiences with LeBron, it's just been like, man,
Yeah.
like you can't get the normal everyday fan, 2 seconds, or you can't give, I don't know.
No. You know what? And you have the right. Like I said, I don't know if it was a bad day. I don't know what, but my view on him is different than your guys's. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I applaud him for what he's done. I applaud him for his academy back in Akron. I all the things he does for youth. So
Yeah, all that's great.
yeah,
No, I'm not taking it away from him.
but
It is
yeah,
just,
but too,
What
I'm
do
sure.
you know about basketball anyway?
What do you know?
I grew up in South Sac like you. I know all of it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But it's
Definitely every sport person though. I agree. You stay up on top of your stuff pretty good.
Well,
But
it's
just to let you guys know, he couldn't beat me in basketball.
Oh shit.
Couldn't beat me in ping pong. Couldn't beat me in pool. And that's why I was Northern Cal was, that's why.
Have you guys ever played tennis before pickleball got good, right?
Yeah.
So have you ever played tennis where you can only hit it in one spot because he don't want to run?
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah,
No,
hit
no,
it right
no.
to him.
I'm ambidextrous, so I take one step to my left, hit this way, one step
Cover
to
the
my
whole
right.
court with 2
Yeah,
steps?
I got him.
No, he can't. He
That's
can't.
hilarious.
breaking his
Oh
hand.
my gosh.
No, he can't. And basketball, no rebounds. He just stands in the corner and wants to shoot, and he can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I'm a little.
A little rusty in the basketball.
My legs don't work anymore.
Oh man, it happens. It happens.
No, but
Yeah.
So Nick, baseball. Back to baseball. Who's going
Yes.
to baseball?
We said it. We say
Well, Phillies are going to
Phillies.
make it.
Yep.
Wow. Yankees, no. Orioles. Who else we got there?
Yeah, the Stros or
They're coming on a little.
Guardians,
Love it.
love the Guardians.
Blue
Yeah.
collar.
Come on.
Blue
I
collar.
love it, right? Yeah. Make a new major league movie.
You know what? I'm going to go with the Orioles. I'm
Orioles?
going to do it. Phillies and Orioles. That would be a great World Series to watch, to me. You got young, a little bit old,
That'd
on
be
the Phillies.
interesting. They
Who's the,
definitely
who's the biggest star in the game to you? Who do you like watching?
Judge has to be. He can't miss a pitch outside, inside. He can turn on his power. Great defender. He robbed one the other night. He's not. And he's.
I mean, he's
He's
solid
6'8".
player.
He seems
People,
I was gonna say it's like
275. I mean, that's crazy.
I mean, Otani, obviously, 40, 45 and all that. It's
crazy.
Very special. But I'd rather. So Otani to me, he's just not quite balanced at the plate. I wish I
Oh
was
my
a good
God.
coach.
shit.
See, this
He's
is
kind of
I'm
like
fighting
Scotty Scheffler hitting a golf ball. You guys
Oh,
know
yeah,
Scotty
yeah.
Scheffler?
See,
you know
this-
he moves his feet, right, when he hits? You guys see it? Otani's the same way. I can get him to hit 70 home runs every year if I was his hitting
You
coach.
can get him to, if you were his hitting.
Yeah,
coach.
I'd have him
Okay,
stay-
well,
stay a little still.
This is
Oh,
this
this
is part of
is
the show
good.
we call the full section.
This is good. I like this.
The fan perspective coming from
The armchair expert.
Oh, dude, you know what's so funny? We watch football. There's not a throw he hasn't made or a pass he hasn't caught there isn't a ball that he hasn't swung out of the ball his whole life. Only strikes.
Oh yeah.
No, you should hear him. I'm like, dude, I wish it was that easy.
I don't think I ever struck out.
Probably not.
'Cause he's a pitcher only.
For some reason, I believe him. No, I'm
Well,
just
yeah, I didn't hit that.
He didn't hit. He's a pitcher only.
Oh, yeah.
He's a pitcher only. So going back to baseball. So you think?
So, Judge, I think he's the most entertaining at-bat. He took over Barry Bonds' spot, if you want to say. Because every time Barry Bonds got in the box, that was must-see.
That's true.
And
There was a
right
lot of
now-
guys in those eras, though, like, in the Barry Bonds era.
Greg?
Like, Greg, McGuire,
Greg was
Sosa.
fun to watch.
That's what I'm saying. Ken Griffey.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
this fool? You know what
Those
this fool would
eras.
say? I get in the car after
That
the
was
game.
the greatest
sometimes.
era, man.
I get in the car. I get in the car
Great.
after.
Come on.
I get in the car after the game. He goes, "Dude, what were you swinging at?" Because I swung on the ball in the dirt. And I stopped the car.
It's like
and tell
we
him to get
played
his ass
wiffle
out.
ball forever.
I stopped the car and said, "Get the fuck out of the car."
We played wiffle ball forever, right? You don't swing at pitches like that in wiffle ball.
As soon as I get in the car
it.
right after a game, hey, dude, what are you swinging at? Really?
Dude. Anyway, he got mad at me, so I had to bring it down.
No, I'm just saying, like, there was, like, every team almost had somebody that you're like, oh, must-see watch back then, you know what I mean?
True.
But there's not. You're right.
Not
I mean,
as many.
Jim Tomei, like, dude, there's all these
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
Fred McGriff, come on. all these guys.
Gary Sheffield.
What
Albert
about
That's what I'm saying.
Colorado's team, too? What do they have? They had like
Black
three.
Bombers?
Yeah.
Oh, Big Cat.
Dude.
Shit,
You're
Dante.
right. You're right.
Benny. EY. Shoot. Larry Walker.
Larry Walker, dude.
Yes.
Larry
Todd
Walker was a-
Hilton.
Todd
Man.
Hilton. Those are beasts, man. You're right.
You know,
Those are-
yeah, that, man.
yeah. They had a lot of,
Tony Gwynn was a must.
Oh,
watch.
come on, man. Special.
Yeah, you didn't know which way it was gonna go.
Dude, I just saw the one where they retired. Like, it was a throwback clip and whatever, and just like, dude, he's so humble too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't like being around. Yeah, he's like, hurry up, get this over with.
yeah, for real. Yeah, that's what it looked like. But,
Hurry up, get this over
he's
with.
gracious, but you're just like, oh yeah, it's more about the team, right? It's more about everything else.
Yeah, well, the
but-
thing with Tony is, you know, that's not why he did it. You know, he did it. You know, he busted his butt, and shoot, he was a point guard. He got drafted in the NBA too.
yeah, no, it's crazy.
But athletes,
Two
you know,
sports.
there's a lot of athletes, guys that played all the sports back then, and then they just picked one. You know, we didn't specialize in sports like these kids do now. But I think that's part of injuries too, because as a youngster, man, they get no time out. They're just developing one set of muscles their whole life.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
mean, us growing up, you know, we played hide and go seek, wiffle ball, fast pitch, tennis ball, just multiple
right.
sports, riding bikes on the streets. I mean, I have no idea
Football on the
the
street.
last year anybody's seen anybody play hide and go seek on the street.
yeah, dude, you're right.
It's not a sport, but what I'm saying is
ESPN.
part of kids growing up and, you know, developing as great athletes because they do multiple things. And just like he said, their muscles are just one sport right now.
different set of muscles. For
You know what I'm
everything.
saying?
Yeah, I get it.
This is a good
you're right.
transition. Spencer Strider, all these dudes going down. Like, what's with the new rules and how it's like making the game? Like, there's a lot of injuries to pitchers this season.
So that's a good question. So what do you think about the new rules? Pitch clock?
Pitch clock I'm good with. I mean, Greg's known me forever. I did a lot of decent amateur. I threw batting practice to Greg on the major league field, so I was good enough to throw strikes or whatever. But the pitch count, you got to keep your defense engaged. So I was kind of a quick pitcher anyway, so it wouldn't have bothered me back then, like if it changed, you know, in the college or whatever. So, because your teammates, a lot of pitchers slow play thinking they're making the hitter, you know, think more, right? Because the more we think, the longer we think, the more trouble we can create in golf, baseball, whatever, free throw line, whatever it is. So my thing was always keep my defense engaged on the pitching right away. So me looking at it on the outside, what is the benefit to slow pitch, slow play? I don't know.
Well, I think you just got tired of the game. I know playing behind pitchers that took forever to throw was horrible. I mean,
Yeah.
it just prolonged
That's what I'm saying,
everything.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And to attest to what Nick just said, anybody that got the ball and was standing on the rubber when I got in the box was ready to go. That was made me uncomfortable because now I'm operating at his speed instead of my own pace. So, but as a fan of the last few years of baseball, I'm glad they did it because it was tough to watch. And I'm not saying that because they're not great athletes or anything like that. I'm just saying it because I don't think they spend time refining the important parts of baseball, like moving runners, getting runners over, because they have all these guys that are super smart saying that none of that matters, right? You know, just swing for the fence, max out on all your pitches, don't pitch, just throw. Throw as hard as you can. You're going to see the lineup twice, and we'll bring somebody else in. Because, you know, these guys that come out of the game now winning 5-1 just so they don't see in a fourth inning so they don't see the guy 3 times.
Yeah.
You know, moving runners over.
Yeah, when's the last time you seen a hit and run?
Shit.
What year was that?
I don't know. We had them.
But that's the most exciting part of the game is a hit and run.
I completely agree with you.
And
that. Small
it
ball,
blows
man.
my mind.
Hit and runs,
And-
getting them on,
and
get them on,
with
get
a
'em over, get 'em
contact
in.
hitter up, you know, or whatever the best count scenario. I'll let the analytics say whatever the count should be. But damn, that was so fun to watch hit and run.
But Nick, you have to remember, everybody wasn't the same player. I knew what my job and what type of player I was. The leadoff hitter knew what he was supposed to do. The second base hitter knew what he wasn't supposed to hit home runs. He's supposed to move runners over, advance, do the small things, right?
Yeah.
Then the third hitter, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yes.
drove in runs. 7, 8, you redo it all over again. You know what I mean? But we all knew what type of player we were, and that's what we worked on. Everybody wasn't the same player. Now everyone goes up there and just, we're all going to do this.
We don't even have an extra innings. A runner at second, no outs.
And you go
we
16
don't,
innings.
We don't bunt them over first batter. I don't understand that.
But it depends who the batter is now.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back and start bunting again or something. I mean, runner at third with one out
Do you
is
think those
glorious.
things are because of like the money
Glorious.
in the sport? Because it's like if you're that guy, like the old school guy that would get him over or whatever, and you're not having the best stats, but you're helping the team win.
Yeah, but
you're not going to get the biggest contracts.
Okay, so but what if you're not capable of doing that anyway?
I agree with you.
If I'm a
totally
second
agree.
baseman, or some of these teams have a third baseman that aren't prototypical third basemen, like when we played. Your corner guys were, they drove in runs. You know what I mean? Now they want everyone to drive in runs. So I have a guy that can't hit home runs on a consistent base. I'm letting him go up there with a runner on second base in extra innings, swing away. That's stupid.
Totally.
Bunt him over. Let the next guy hit a sac fly or a ground ball. But teach him that during your work.
Manufacture runs.
Yes.
Manufacture
a run.
They're not playing that anymore, though. They're not paying ball players to hit singles anymore.
But what are you saying? But are you paying the teams to win pennants, or are you playing players to strike out 200 times? Striking out 100 times when I played, that was a big deal. That was the mark.
That was the mark, right?
That was the mark. These guys striking out 200 times. But you tell me, how exciting is baseball to watch a guy have 38 home runs, 35 home runs, 67 RBIs, and hit 202?
Yeah, I know, right?
That's not a good year.
That's not a good year.
Sounds like a Philly leadoff hitter sometimes.
Oh man.
He's closer to 40 home runs.
Yeah, and he knocks
he's
in
having
100.
a good year this
and-
year. last year. Yeah.
No, but he still averages 100.
But he's
runs,
entertaining though.
RBIs.
I love watching
He's
him.
walking at a ridiculous rate.
Yes, he is.
Gets
That's
on
what I'm saying. He's having a pretty
guess
good
new
career.
fangled
Yeah.
leadoff man, but
Yeah.
he's sort of kind of working.
Yeah, I love watching him.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't take Turner and put him lead off, put Swerve.
That's the standard thinking. That's what she's.
No, I'm just- I'm
for the last 150 years.
I'm asking, what would you do? I know I'd rather have him
I'd
hit
rather
with someone on base.
I would rather trade Turner or somebody speedy on first.
I'd rather have him hitting with someone on base.
I agree.
I know, but it's
Because
working though, because a guy like Schwarber sees a lot of pitches. So he might not make it, he might not hit a home run in that first at bat, but he's now seen everything that pitcher has.
So he's gonna do-
now batters 2 through 9 at least understand what this guy has.
So, but Turner can do the same thing. So I'm taking him.
Turner's a free swinger.
But you know what? But you already know what you're getting. I don't need a guy that don't steal no bases, and I need him as a run producer.
100%.
I mean, to hit with somebody on base.
Good point.
I need him to hit with someone on base.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you think about it, a leadoff batter is really just a leadoff batter for one inning because because after that, who knows? So if in the third inning, if the 8 and 9 guys are getting on, then Kyle Schwarber is coming up with
But the
better-
leadoff batter is going to be up to bat more than anybody in the game, most likely.
Right, but understood. But he's only going to be a
You're right.
leadoff batter
You're correct.
1 inning.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I need when you say it works, it hasn't won a championship.
Hey, listen.
So that's, when people say it works.
Yeah, but
When you
you
say-
3 years against 180.
Yeah, but when you say it works, I'm just saying for me.
Oh, I'm just saying it's.
Well, I always liked it when it was like the 8-9-1 were all kind of those hitters, right?
All leaders.
Yeah, they're all leadoffs, 8-9-1. So that way you have.
His
Yeah.
Giants, was it last year? Your Giants, right?
But
You're a Giant fan?
I'm a Giants
Okay.
fan.
They changed their lineup, rotated it almost every other day. Do you guys remember that? It was like the first,
Kapler now.
the first bat.
He's doing analytics
next
up in the
game
box
bat-
somewhere.
Next game he batted ninth.
Pull your hair out.
2 was 8. They just he just flip flopped it every other day.
Why she had in her face?
I'm glad they got rid of shift.
It sounds like you guys are.
The shift?
It sounds like you guys think that the pitch clock added more more skills to the game. It's bringing more skills back to the game.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's bringing skills back. It's just bringing whatever they're doing a lot faster.
Yeah.
What you said, like the
Keep
hit
you on
run,
your
It
toes.
sounds like it's bringing elements of the game that we used to have back to the game. Maybe is that like a?
Yeah, but like I said, I think everything's just max effort now. You know what I mean? Like the pitchers used to pitch, add, subtract. Now everything is max. How hard can you spin it? How hard can you throw it every single pitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do that for 3 innings, and then we're going to have somebody else come in. You do it for 3 outs. Then we're going to have somebody else do it for 3 outs. We're going to have somebody else do it for 3 outs. So when you say injuries, I mean, how long can the body or tendons really take that?
Yeah.
Is that because, like, I guess back then it was more like you guys, like, were all thinking and strategizing how to win the game together? Whereas, like you said it, analytics kind of play it, like, that does
They
the
don't
thinking
have
for you.
the human elements out of it. It's all
That's what-
computers.
yeah,
The
yeah.
human element. They tell you what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and I'm sure some of that's good. You know, I'm sure, but you still have to allow the human
Oh,
element
you need
to
the
play
human
a
element
effect.
for sure. I watched this clip on Greg Maddux the other day because I see all these, because he's been talking a lot
I was
about
like him.
the
I was like, yeah.
yes.
But I only threw 80 miles an hour.
But he talked about I can't remember who he threw to, but he's like, we're gonna face them in the playoffs. But this was just between him and the catcher. I can't remember who it was at
Harvey?
the time.
Yeah.
It was yeah, that's right. And it was like, I'm gonna throw him a 2-seamer on the inside because I know he's gonna jack it right now. But he's gonna remember that 4 months from now. He's gonna look for that
I
pitch,
saw
and he
that.
threw it down and away 3
I saw
times,
that.
struck him out the entire game.
I saw
But
that.
he set up a whole. He gave up a home run to set up something for 4 months later in the playoffs.
You know,
Who does that these days?
I faced Greg Maddux with runners with nobody on. He never threw me pitches he was going to get me out with. When I seen a whole different Greg Maddux when runners were on base, he didn't care what I did as long as it's, a hit or home run, as long as it's just one run.
Yeah.
But when runners on base, no, you got a different Greg Maddux. But that was all pitchers then. I mean, up and in meant they were coming in there for a reason, to set up something else. Now they just throw. But on the flip side, I never went out and looked for a pitcher's best pitch. I'm not going to go out and look for Pedro's slider or changeup. You can't hit it. Randy Johnson's slider down in it, you're not going to hit it. I'm hunting my strength, which is out over the plate and hanging breaking balls. These guys now go out looking for a pitcher. His best pitch is a slider. You're looking for that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a good transition. Let's talk about robot umps. You
That's
guys
not
are
a bad idea.
traditionalists. If you get I can imagine. I want to hear you guys' take.
That's just behind the plate? Is that what we're saying?
I
The
think
whole
that there's a
layout.
lot of ways that it could work out. Where we were talking maybe challenges, maybe just there's a robot ump and literally, I don't really know. I don't think they have it.
There's 2 different systems in the minor league. One is a challenge system, so you have an umpire, a human calling it, and then a team
Okay.
has a certain amount of challenges per game. And
You
then
guys-
there's another system where a
It's the
robot straight
robot,
up
yeah.
calls balls. and
So you guys
strikes.
like the objectivity or do you want purely subjective with a little bit of challenges?
So we're talking about the square, right, behind the dish, right? Well, that has to change because you have Judge 6'8", whatever, Altuve 5'6", but it's the same square almost. I've never seen the square go like this you know what I mean? So that would have to be a change. But I'm good with it because there's too many pitches that either are off this much or this much, and they're calling strikes on good hitters. They're taking the pitch because it's a ball, and then ump's giving a strike. Now, if we get to the square thing in a robot, there's going to be a ton more runs, which is people like to go. I don't like to see a 1-0 game. Sorry, I'm a pitcher too, or amateur. But I'd like to see like a 6-3 game, 5-3.
That'd be somewhat exciting. I like pitchers.
Something I want to see a jack in a game, right? And I want to see a damn hit and run.
But for me,
one time.
For me, I like the human element. Like once again, I like the human element. But make them be accountable. If you're garbage, you got to go down. The players has to go down if he's horrible. If the umpire's garbage and you're not getting it done, you go down and someone else come up.
I love that idea.
Make them accountable. See what happens? They have so much juice and so much power that, I had towards the end of my career, both leagues, did some pretty good things. I had these umpires that just up there for 3 days saying, "Shut the fuck up and swing the bat." And now I have Copenhagen all over his face and face mask because I'm spitting, you know what I mean? But but there's no accountability. I get kicked out, I get fined, and he gets to just keep doing what he's doing, and that's the part they need to fix. Yeah, the player has to be accountable. The manager's supposed to be accountable. The coaches are accountable. How come he doesn't have to be accountable?
That's true.
That replay is so fast in the minor leagues. They tap their head, it's like 5 seconds. Strike, ball, boom, moving on.
I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying, baseball's meant to have umpires. To me,
element.
They have grudges though, too.
Yeah, they do hold grudges, but like I'm saying, make them be accountable. You don't get to be a jackass and an asshole because you missed the call. When I came up, when they missed the call, you know what they used to say? 90% of them, my bad, we get it next time. You can live with that. We're not saying be perfect, but just don't be an asshole.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
I like subjectivity. I like the fact that every stadium's different and stuff like this. Like there's something about baseball where you get.
Well, yeah. And I know, and honestly, we're doing this documentary. Like, I do love the tradition in baseball. Like, it is our pastime. Like, it's been around for so long, and it's like I do like those human. And again, you're taking a job away too. Like, why take a job away when you don't have to?
But like I said, if everyone else has to be accountable.
Yeah, I agree. That's
make
what I'm saying.
him
You're
accountable.
Right.
And I'm saying that in all sports.
So that goes to like,
because
like
all
honestly,
sports. I mean, you take the instant replay. Mm-hmm. You look at basketball, and I can say this because I'm a Kings fan, man. The Kings get screwed more on calls than any other NBA team I've ever seen in my life. At the end of the game, the league comes back and says, "Oh, they missed that call. They should have won," but they did win. So either the referees have to be accountable, the umpires have to be accountable, the officials have to be accountable. That's the only way you're gonna get it right. You can't.
I agree.
So you think the people in SAC? Okay. 12 times this year, they said the referee screwed us.
They did get the referee in the Sacramento Lakers game, though.
Oh, well, that's because he was bad. God damn. 37 free throws to 3 in the final game. 37 to 3.
That's what I'm saying.
But he came back and said, the league said, we need the Lakers to win this game.
Yeah. I know. I'm aware.
And see, and that's
but
horseshit.
I think that happens in all sports.
It
though,
does.
So, yeah, right? Like,
It
it's not a
does.
coincidence that, that the Yankees have 27 championships, too.
But neither is their payroll. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah. But other teams have had high payrolls, too, over time.
But not on the consistent matter of the Yankees or the Dodgers.
Yeah, the Yankees
that
and
payroll's
Dodgers.
been like that for forever.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
Greg, you're talking about the NBA a little bit, referees. Do you think flopping in the last 5-10 years
God, it's
puts a
horrible.
burden on some of these refs? What do you think about that? Should the player get caught for flopping and make a difference in a game, be held accountable?
Just don't call it.
Kind of hard when I go like this and you fall to the ground right now.
Well, as good as
But
athlete.
I'm just saying, it makes it difficult.
But you see, but to me, like I said, if you're a good referee, you should be able to decipher between a flop and not a flop.
Yeah,
Because they've been flopping for a long time.
It's true.
Dennis Rodman used to flop at the same time. And Dennis.
Lottie, I was going to say it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's a good referee can decipher that. And like I said, this is my whole thing. If you don't call something in the first 3 quarters or 4.5 quarters, don't call it the last 20 seconds to decide the game.
Yeah.
Just be consistent. We can live with that as an athlete. Whatever you do, if you're consistent, we get it. But then when it's crunch time or money time, now you do this. That's what we have a problem with.
It is hard for like think about how hard it is probably for people to be non-biased in those roles.
Yeah, but you know what though?
To a degree. No, I'm just saying that is the human element, right?
It is the human
Yeah,
element.
like they get to know even certain players too. And
but as a player and as a veteran, you earn a little bit more than a rookie. I mean, as rookies, we all had to go through what we had to go through, right, to get our respect. And hopefully by that time, you'll be able to establish if it was a good call. Because, you know, a good referee, a good umpire, and you don't even know they're at the game.
that's very true.
Because they don't have anything to do with the game. If you see them and they're making every whistle and they're calling timeout, they're on the goddamn replay team, something ain't right. Something ain't
Whole
right.
game, yeah.
They might got money. Maybe check their cell phone records. They might have some money on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. You never know. You never know what these.
But I'm just saying it's hard, man.
Yeah.
Look at hockey officials. You never hear anything about them doing anything. I mean, it's just they get the game right for the most part.
Yeah.
For the most part. You know, we got a Flyer fan over here.
I think the offsides call in
I got a
1980 that didn't go our way, but sure.
But I'm saying, so you think 1980? You can think, your whole lifetime, you think of one call.
It was a bad one.
But I'm thinking baseball or football or basketball. It's every week.
It's so true.
It's every week.
It's so
NFL
true.
has to change their rules every other fucking week because something happens and then like they have to
Yeah.
mitigate that.
Yeah.
What about Brady and the Raiders? Was that a fumble or
Fumble.
incomplete?
Fumble.
Well, they replayed that though.
But once again,
Just saying.
but I'm gonna tell you, there's two
That's
owners
what
in
the replay.
But there's two owners in the NFL that have more juice than president.
That is crazy.
You know, and that's Kraft and Jerry Jones.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
They have more juice than the president.
So you think is that an issue? I mean, they haven't Cowboys haven't won in a while. I'm not gonna say, but you know,
That's because
Are those
but
issues,
don't leave it up to the officials to have to make a call,
Yeah.
or something to have to happen. You know what I mean? Just like who got screwed last year on the Cowboys? I thought this was the whole changing point. Remember the 2-point conversion? Remember the 2-point conversion? They called 2 men in motion when it was nobody in motion, and they took away the win and gave it to the Cowboys. I mean, that's
Who
the
was that?
The Lions. That's yeah.
The Lions,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. I mean, they replayed it over and over. Showed him say it. I'm eligible. I'm eligible. Okay, got you.
Oh, yeah.
And then somehow,
Somehow.
Damn.
I was
Yeah,
like, here
guess
we
you're
go.
right, yeah.
So NL Central, Astros used to be in it, so I used to watch it a lot. A lot of grindy ass games, a lot of extra inning games. How do you guys feel about extra inning rules?
I'll go first. I really, I mean, I don't
What
get.
is it? Tell me.
I guess the
Tell me
rule,
what the rule is, you know?
the last out of the previous inning, the runner goes to second,
Right.
which I understand. And I think it's kind of weak. I like the tradition stuff to where these guys have to work a little harder and finish out the game because they've been doing it for so many years. And all of a sudden they get this free pass and you know, and now we're not even butting them over, so who cares they're at second? I don't know. So me, I would take the runner away for extra.
I have to agree with the fan on this one.
Yeah, I agree.
I have to agree.
I'm with him too.
You know what? To me, it's just once again a confusion to cover up for a lot of other stuff that doesn't happen till we get to this point. We have to put a runner on second base.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
So a 16-inning game that you have to use a bunch of pitchers if you want that win. You want that win, right? Like is that?
that's what we had to do.
You've seen infielders or outfielders come in and throw the 16th
crazy.
and maybe get the W. So it's part of a whole team thing, and it's part of the managers of the game to, you know, make sure we don't use the whole bench. I mean, luckily the National League took away or has the DH now.
See, I don't like that.
No, and I get that, but that's your opinion. Now, what I'm saying is they have less managing to do in the National League per game as they used to. So, you know, there'd be 3-4 pitch hitters, you know,
Double switches.
and double switches and all that. And next thing you know, we're in the 12th inning and you're asking Gray to come in and throw a curveball. That ain't going to happen.
No, but you're going to lose. But both teams, there's strategy. Now it's just slug. Now it's
Yeah.
just,
That's
you know
what I'm
what?
saying.
We write 9 guys in every day, and go swing till you fall down.
Yeah, I was
and-
like, that's the job of the manager, and like, you know, it's like, think how are you going to win this game? Like, you got to
Yeah.
critically think how you're going to win the game. Yeah, like I agree
Sixth,
with
seventh
you, yeah.
inning on is pretty much the game if it's
Yeah.
tight,
And
right?
But how many World Series, how many playoffs have been decided over like that small ball? We talk about, dude, Boston's 86-year curse, you want to call it, you know? It was, you know, get them on, get them over, and get them in.
Yeah.
Like,
But-
that
but
was
too-
what it
but-
was.
But you look at the good teams right now, they do that. And they do it. I mean, the good teams still
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
You're
It's the
right.
bad teams that never win that aren't going to do it.
Yeah.
You know, but most of the good teams, they have managers that have played and coaching staffs that have played. You look at the Braves coaching staff with all those guys and the Braves. You look at the Dodgers. You look at Boch with his staff. All the good teams have guys that have played, so they can prepare guys to get ready for those situations. You know, it's hard. It's easy to say to do something, but if you don't work on it and you don't have guys that can explain it or teach it, it's hard. But if you have a computer and a guy that says, I'm smarter than you, that doesn't matter. So we're not going to waste any time talking about it, going over it. Then we're going to continue to be bad.
How much money are those guys making giving signals to the managers?
They don't give signals. They already have a game plan. This is what's going to happen.
Oh, okay. I thought they get, somehow the managers get, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Gotcha. Okay, well, just a couple more things. I just want to ask you though, what just for those little short clips that we do and everything, like give me like you know, who was your toughest matchup? You told me before, like Nolan Ryan was a hard one.
Well,
no,
Nolan-
like as far as like, you know, like maybe a specific at bat that you could remember too.
Well, Pedro, I remember, you know, didn't have a lot of success against Pedro, but I remember getting the game, you know, winning run, you know, a hit off him one time. But, I mean, you just knew who you had to pack a lunch against, man. It was, but, you know, these guys is velo and all that. I mean, it's amazing they could throw this hard. And I understand why they can only go 2 or 3 innings because, you know, everything's max effort. But, dude, I mean, you know, some guys you looked, I mean, you knew you had to pack a lunch. It was going to be a fight, whether it's Roger Clemens, whether it's, you know, Pedro, Brett Saberhagen, Dave C. with his freaking sinker, you know, Mariano. I mean, you know, and I'm leaving a lot of guys out, Flash. You know, it's just so many pitchers out there, you know, that, you know, Boomer. I mean, it was just so many guys that they weren't coming out. A starter was going to be in there to 6, and you had to fight every single at bat. Every single at bat, you had to fight. And, you know, it was, you know, it was you know, a hard day's work for a hard day's pay. I mean, you knew that going into the game. You know what I mean? And
I mean, that's crazy, man. The people you would have, like, that era was honestly insane.
Oh,
like,
dog.
when you look at all the players.
Ward, Winky.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, all right.
So, like, give me a Clemens, because, like, you know, Clemens his reputation's a little tarnished, obviously, with certain things. And but, I mean, he has career 354 wins. Like, that's a lot of wins, right? Like, no matter
but
what.
also he had the right mentality. He was a bulldog. You know
That's
what
what I'm saying. So,
He
so
came
give me
in-
an at-bat. Like, I want to hear.
I didn't have very good success because he went to Texas and I went to Miami, so
Yeah.
we didn't see eye to eye anyway. You know
How
what
many
I mean?
at-bats do
So-
you think you remember having against him? A couple?
No, I had a lot because
had a
I
lot.
started and he started. So
Yeah.
and like I said, he, you know, but I wasn't scared or intimidated by him. I
Yeah.
just wanted to get him so bad. You know what I mean? It was just
He
just.
drew the ass.
But the guy, I mean, he was a good pitcher. He knew how to pitch. Then he came up with a split, and you know he can compete. You know, like I said, there's a difference between trying and doing something than competing. Competing, you're willing to sacrifice everything to win. You know what I mean? You're willing to put your body through things. You're willing to get up early. You're willing to work out harder than everybody else. You're willing to stay late, go early. All those things to study. All those things you're willing to do to compete. People don't do to try. There's no effort to try.
So, when you were doing your homework against certain pitchers, right? Like, did you put the same effort into all the pitchers, or was
Oh
like?
yeah, every day was the same. Every day was the same. But I'm just saying, you know, I used to tell, you know, like I was on not so good, some good teams, and I had guys, man, I want to be the number one. I want to be. I said, be careful what you wish for, because the number one is going to go up against Pedro, Clemens, Nolan, Saberhagen, you know, Stu, and all these other guys. And like I said, I'm leaving a lot of guys out, just trying to. That's who you're going to get every 5th day. You know, and and you're going to have to stop their hitters.
Yeah. So, and the last thing would be like, you know, they always say it's like good. Could you beat the best hitters on your best day? You know what I mean? Was it like, or is it like a pitcher on their best day? Can they usually beat a hitter? You know?
You always say good hitters, I mean, good pitchers can stop good hitters all the time.
Exactly.
But also they have defense, you know what I mean? I mean, a good hitter can square the ball up 4 times
Yeah.
and go for 4. You know, so I just think baseball is the only job in the world that's based on failure. Any other job in the world, if you consider 30% being great, name it. Tell me right now.
For sure.
Usually, if you do something 30%, you're gonna get fired. You know,
30%'s Hall of Fame.
yeah, that's Hall of Fame. That's
Call it 25% these days.
yeah.
You can call it, yeah. That's
You
true.
call about 20%.
You could.
That's
Yeah.
great.
300 hitters are like, where are they now?
But I
There's a
believe
handful.
production is better than being a 300 hitter.
Yeah.
Production is knocking in 100, scoring 100, and you know being a threat. I mean, you could hit 300 and have 50. You're not stealing bases, not scoring runs. What threat are you?
Yeah.
Button's going to be gone soon because who's teaching the button to beat people out of button anymore?
It's
Well,
crazy.
but like I said, dude, I'm telling you, the
Coming
good
back.
teams still do it. If they don't teach button, they teach how to move runners. You know, you have to move a runner.
Yeah.
Because a ground ball, you know, baseball got so bad, man, that shit. I mean, it was tough to watch.
I couldn't
I
stand the
agree.
shift. If
I
you were
agree.
a lefty hitter, man, and the shift was coming, like,
You don't think they shifted when we played with Crime Dog and those guys?
Yeah,
When
that's
I
what I
played,
was
they got
saying.
all the man. You can't hit a ball to left. Play Pepper. Hit the ball over
Yeah,
there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hit the ball over there.
I just want to say one thing because we're wrapping up, but you know I've been with Greg for his career and all that, and there was one at bat, one of his home runs he hit that was the most impressive to me, and I tell him it, well, not anymore, but if you look up the Padres against Houston, Randy Johnson threw him a hanging slider. Wait till you see that swing and the timing, you know what I mean, and just absolutely camera couldn't follow it, and
But
that was one of the proudest as a friend and whatever
Yeah.
I was of him. I mean, he hit 355 or whatever he did, but that one swing to me absolutely made my day.
but once again, I was sitting fastball.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for his slider.
But you adjusted.
But when I sit fastball, or most guys sit fastball, you can adjust to
Yes.
the hanging breaking ball.
That's what
but
you're-
if you're sitting breaking ball,
can't do
you're gonna
that.
swing that shit in the dirt, and 82 is gonna Nick is play because he's gonna blow by you. You know,
Yeah, I
it's
saw
hard
it,
to flip
yeah.
the switch from.
But I just want to say, because he was talking about pitchers, and
Yeah.
Randy wasn't out there that much. And Randy, second most strikeouts, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And probably, I mean, Nolan obviously pitched forever. You know what
Yeah,
I
he
mean?
pitched forever.
26 years or something, whatever he did.
But that's a
Something like
testament too.
that, yeah.
His, shit,
Yeah.
his workout.
Yeah.
He did. He was
he
in
threw
that
the
work-
most innings in one game, I think, right? 20-something, 26
I think
or
Bob
whatever.
Gibson
Something
did.
like that.
I think Bob
But
Gibson.
and then
Somebody
too,
did.
he played for a lot of teams that weren't
Yeah.
that great
Gibson,
either.
yeah.
You know, when you
Yeah.
play for a lot of teams that aren't great either, you know, it's like
But anyway,
those
I just want to tip my hat to my man
Right.
Greg. for
That's the first
Randy
compliment I got.
Johnson.
I like it. I like it.
Last
well, I
45
actually have
years.
one question for you. Then it's like, so how many, or both of you actually? So it's like, how many pitchers do you need for a World Series, you know, win, or you know, to win the World Series? Because like so many of these staffs, it's like you need two,
starters or how
three.
many pitchers?
Yeah, no, like how many like aces you know what I mean? Like for a good pitching staff, how many solid, you know,
3 starters
solid
for sure.
3 starters, right?
Yeah, because they come back, you know, at the end of the year, World
Yeah.
Series time, they get a little more adrenaline, if you want to call it, and go, hey man, give me the ball, game 5 if you start, or game 4.
But too, the game 4 pitcher can come out of the bullpen too.
Yeah.
Game 4 starter comes out of the bullpen.
Exactly.
So it just depends how you set it up. But I say at least 3.
So you guys know this. So it's like, how come most teams don't set up around? All right, like let's start with our 3 pitchers, and then go from there.
But I think they do. I think they do. But unfortunately, in this game, they all get traded at the All-Star break because you know they can't afford them, and they're going to get a bunch of. So they're basically starting over. And I have to tip my hat to even my time in Tampa wasn't great. How they develop and do players is unbelievable.
Yeah.
With the market, and I'm so happy for the city of Tampa to finally approve a stadium. So not only the fans, but the players have a place to go to that they can call home. That Trop is not home, because you go there, it's 5,000, 6,000, and they're giving away tickets for $5 during a playoff game.
Yeah.
You know, that's tough to play in. So I applaud the people in Tampa for finally getting it done.
Well, the reason I asked that, it wasn't even really about the money thing, because anyone can buy 3. Like, okay, who's the
No,
best?
you just
3
said
pitchers,
no,
right?
no. If anyone can do it, and if
Yeah.
that's the key to.
No, that's true. But
But
I was even going to mention the Giants, like 2010, 2012, 2014, right? They developed their 3 main guys.
But so once again, let's go back to the movie that I think ruined baseball. They didn't develop, but they changed the game because they made it about analytics and taking guys that didn't have success over here and over there. But they didn't win anything.
I agree with you.
They didn't win anything.
Nothing.
They won 20 games in a row. They
Yep.
competed. But once again, their farm department and scouting department, you have Giambi, Tejada, Chavez, Mulder, Zito, Hudson. I mean, that's what got them there.
Yes.
And then you plug in some other players. Tampa's the same with Tampa. They draft and develop well. You know, Kansas City's getting back to Minnesota has always done that. You know, if you can draft and develop, but the rich guys come in and buy them off.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, to
But
get
I'm
them over the
saying,
hump.
but like for an example, the Giants won 3 every other year for those 3,
But-
and
but-
like those guys were all in their original contracts. You got Lincecum, Mad Bum, and what's his name? The other they had 3.
The big horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, the horse.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
but they had a great closer. And the thing about them is they had the right man leading them. Bochy was the man to lead them.
There it is.
Bochy, he knows how to lead. He forms his staff that is conducive to helping his team go in the right direction. You can be a manager and you can't pick your own staff. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're gonna fire me, at least fire me with my own guys. Let me go out there and have a winning, so we can be comfortable.
Yeah.
Now they pick your staff for you.
Yeah.
They'll hire the manager. You might be able to bring one guy, but they're gonna fill in the rest of the guys so they can have a pipeline upstairs.
Yep.
Yeah, because a lot of the times, like the biggest stars on those teams, they don't win. You know what I mean? Like, again, it took 8 years later for them to win that in 2010. In 2002, they had Barry Bonds, right, and they lose in the World Series.
But too, but the thing about, man, you have to all believe in the same thing. You know what I mean? It has
I
to be
agree.
about team.
Team.
You know, you have to be able to come together. But too, you have to be able to lead. You know, and I think Dusty's a great leader, but for some reason, it just didn't work out. You know what I mean? And it is what it is.
At least he got one. He got a few.
He got 2. One as a player, one as a
exactly.
One as a
Did
player.
he get 2 as a player or 1 as a player? I thought he got 2.
He might. I think I know he got 1 as a player for sure.
Yeah.
And then
He might have been retired by the second one.
yeah,
I can't remember.
But
either way.
I'm glad he gets to operate at his own
That's
pace
amazing.
right now.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
I never liked his style.
Huh?
Never liked his style, man.
You didn't?
Nope.
Why?
I don't know. I just didn't feel like he had enough fire. I don't know.
Oh shit! He had more fire than you can shake a stick at. More fire than you can shake a stick at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He more fire than you can shake a stick at. Trust me. Have like a toothpick in his mouth. He had more fire than you
I
can
remember that,
shake.
yeah.
More fire you can shake a stick at.
Yeah.
How many times were you afraid he was going to swallow that thing, man?
That's true.
So,
Scared.
It seems like it's important to you, and this is a rule I've heard that's coming potentially, that if you don't leave your pitcher in until the 6th inning, that there's going to be repercussions. You don't remember?
Yeah. Actually, I heard that
Yeah,
one too.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the last
yeah.
one we
Well,
went on
well,
that.
no,
Don't leave him in until the
So,
6th.
so they're saying to get a win, the starting pitcher.
This is, I
Oh.
feel like as long
Got
as
It's a potential rule
Yeah.
this is a potential rule.
Yeah.
maybe to piggyback on like the rest of you were saying, but if you want to end it with like, how do you feel about this potential rule coming in?
So is then 5 innings not going to be official game? I'm sorry.
Explain it. Maybe.
Okay.
But I think 5 will actually be the number. I don't think that number will change. But you can't go down to 4 because if these guys are coming out after 3.5 and 4 innings.
It has to be a
It
majority
has
of the
to-
game.
It has to be majority of the game.
I agree.
And to get a win, you look at the big contracts these pitchers got. It was all during DeGrom and all those guys. You know, they were still going 5 for wins and doing all that stuff. Now, how are you going to pay a starting pitcher now if he only goes 3 innings every 5th day? You going to give him $42 million a year
Doesn't make sense.
or $56 million a year to pitch 3 innings every 5th day?
Yeah, to me that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make financial sense.
But you also get into your DH has to like there's rules to where if your starting pitcher does not go 6 innings or through 5 innings, that you like lose the pitch hit. Or
You lose the
We
DH.
don't really know. Yeah, the DH. We don't really know the rules, so it's probably not good to like really chat about this. But maybe
Well, that's
Whoa.
because they're not. It could change too, though, right?
But
That's- yeah.
Yeah, but it can change. But my whole thing is, if you tell these guys they have to get their bag, it's going to be on wins and losses and stuff like that. You'll see them not want to come out.
Yeah, improve. Why not? Back in the day, like they didn't know pitchers didn't want to come
Oh,
out.
dude, they tell the manager go back. I'm
Yeah,
not.
go. I will.
They'd have to fight for the ball.
Yeah,
Didn't
exactly.
someone have a perfect game the other day and got pulled out? Am I?
It's happened a few times.
No,
That's right,
I'm
we were
just
talking
talking
about
the
that.
other
Yeah,
day.
no-hitter.
He had a no-hitter going. This is earlier in the season.
Oh, I
Yeah,
think
Fran-
I think it was the other
The
day.
Astros, Framber had a no-hitter through 7, and they took him out, and they lost. They
But
lost
those
the
pitch
game.
counts go up, so like once
That's
you
crazy.
start circling 100 pitches, and you still got 2 to
Well,
3
I mean,
innings
that-
to go, man. They're gone.
Lastly, that goes back to those guys threw their arms out on those Giants teams.
No,
Like,
but
they-
it's not even throwing their arms out. But they worked out for the workload. They
Yeah.
knew what they had to do to get ready to carry the load.
Yeah.
I knew what I had to do to play 150-something games every year.
Okay.
So that's why I trained myself to play 150 games. If I didn't get hurt, or if I did get hurt and I came out early or not came out, I knew what I had to do.
Yeah.
These guys now, I mean, how do you train to throw 3 innings every 5 days?
Yeah. No, that's yeah, because it's every 5. Like if you're a reliever, you're looking to get out there
Some of
every
them got
day.
6-man rotations. It's like, it's even worse, It's like,
That's crazy. 6-man. That's all right.
the
Over
Astros
here.
roll right now.
That was
Never
good,
had
guys.
bullpen days. Oh yeah, our 4th day is gonna be a bullpen day. We're gonna throw 6 pitchers at you. Like what? Like,
Trying to manufacture those wins. Anyway.
Well, win's a win, man. But
A win's a win, but yeah, I don't know. But it also messes up record books with stats and stuff like that too. I feel right.
well, you
It's
never
like,
see a guy. You'll never see a guy come close to 300 wins.
That's
again.
what I'm saying. We keep looking
Ever.
at it because Verlander's got like 260 something. He's 41. He's the closest. Scherzer's like what 240 something like that. Yeah, they're not going to hit it. They're
But they
never gonna
also
hit it. 250 might be the next mark.
But also, you can't make it 250 because they already started the benchmark.
Oh no, as far as like yeah.
The
I'm
Halls-
just saying as
the
far as
Halls
anyone
already,
can
the
even-
Halls already said this is the benchmark.
Yeah.
But you can't go to changing it because of this particular pitcher.
But so how
But
are
they're
you-
gonna get in the Hall. It's not gonna be by 300, but situations they pitched in.
Yeah, okay,
They,
there you
you
go.
know, how many World Series did they get? What did they do? That's Cy Young.
Yeah,
That's how
because
they're
I was
gonna
like,
get
you
it.
can't keep a guy like Verlander,
Verlander
out.
out.
How
No,
do
he's
you
gonna
keep a
get
guy
it.
like Verlander out?
Scherzer
How do you keep
either.
Scherzer out. Yeah, you can't keep those guys out.
Yeah.
But
based
you
off
know,
wins.
to be that guy that never won a World Series or never won a Cy Young or whatever, he's gonna have to get to 300.
Yeah, you're right.
How do you do that?
I don't know. Yeah, not with the way they take you out. Like you have to be perfect.
they'll lower the bar.
But I mean,
They'll definitely lower it. I
but
think they
you
have
look
to.
at that lefty Detroit has. He got a good chance.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, Pedro's in the Hall. Pedro's in the Hall of Fame, right? Yeah, Pedro's in the Hall.
Well,
of
but
Fame.
Pedro had. I mean, his ERA was like 1.3.
I get it, but I'm saying he had
1.0.
like 200. All I meant by that was 202 wins.
Is that what he has,
202 wins, right? I think he had like 100 losses. Like I don't know, like you made one too many games. You could have had under 100, losses. But that's a crazy stat too. Like 2-1, you're winning your games 2-1.
I don't think wins will be talked about as like pitchers and wins is stupid. Nobody cares about.
It's
these
going to be.
fucking-
No, but
It's a stat that won't exist in 25 years.
Okay, but that was the benchmark for the Hall of
Yeah,
Fame.
you're right. You're right. But
500 home
it
runs
is,
was the benchmark for a Hall of Fame.
It is
One
based
just a
on
ton
too
of
many-
stats that we don't think about much anymore. And
Yeah.
I think that wins is a big
Yeah,
deal
because like we used to, there's how many games did Pedro pitch that were 2-1 or 1-0, and
Yeah,
he
like I said,
lost,
you
know what I mean? You talk about
But
that.
how many games did he win? I mean,
Yeah.
he had some of them good Montreal teams where all those guys were young. Him,
Yeah.
Bob,
Oh my
Grissom,
gosh.
Wetland,
Guerrero.
Randy Johnson,
Yeah, but,
Vlad. I
yeah.
mean,
But they even had I remember there was one stat on him. He threw a perfect game into the 10th, but it was tied, so you don't get the credit for a perfect game.
Yeah.
It's like you were
Give me batting
perfect.
average against.
Yeah.
Give me all these other stats that show you how good you were of a pitcher. Like wins is the most
Yeah, I agree.
asinine way.
That's
to
analytics.
Tell you
That's analytics,
what
yeah.
person is good at baseball. Wins. It has to do with whether or not the offense produced
Yes,
runs
exactly.
before you
That's
left
true.
the game.
That's
It has-
true.
it's-
okay, so if that's
I
gonna
have a
be
question.
so now let's flip flop it.
Yeah.
Say a guy hits, say I don't know how many home runs, drives in how many runs a year, and played on a bad team. Does he still get in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, but we're talking about statistics. Like,
That is stats, though.
Yeah, that's stats.
No, I'm telling you.
I guess it
Your
depends on the
wins,
stats.
Your home run count doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the pitcher did. As a pitcher, how many wins you get is predicated on how good your offense did behind you.
So you just said that makes no sense because you just.
Sure.
But I'm saying if you got a guy that has the year I hit 47 home runs, the next year after,
since
so
he-
and we had a 1-game playoff, according to you, because I put us in position to win games, right? And I had a great year to win MVP or to get accolades. It doesn't matter what my pitcher done. If they gave up and team ERA was 6, I had no chance. It doesn't matter what I did or what the guy on offense did, right?
To win MVP, you're saying?
Or to win games, because you still have to have people to shut down people.
You too.
Yeah, well, winning games is a whole different thing.
Okay, but okay,
That is the team concept, right? And this is my point: is that players are individual people, and we're assigning them wins based on what the team is doing.
Okay, but so when you say pitchers, there's a lot of different elements, because a pitcher could be winning 1-0 in the 6th. The guy comes in the 7th, the 8th, shuts it down, and then the closer comes in. That's 4 guys that then touch the ball for that guy to get a win.
That's true.
Or loss.
Exactly. That's my point. Is that
But he's,
give me batting average against. If your batting average against is 215, you're pretty fucking good.
well, now everybody's going to be in the Hall of Fame because all these batting averages are 215.
Yeah, but then you can mix in other stuff. I'm saying, like,
That's a good
if
point.
you want to say wins is the biggest factor for a pitcher, it's just
Well, it used to
we're
be.
sitting here talking about how
What's-
it's some terrible stat to assign.
Yeah, it
pitchers
used
the
to
Hall
be.
of Fame.
So if you're going to pay a pitcher $50 million, what one stat would you want
Well, there's not
to
one
be the
stat,
best?
But wins is the least.
I mean,
effective.
I
That's
always
not
looked at
gonna.
it.
That's
I always
not,
looked at it as
exactly.
ERA.
I'm with you. It's ERA
I always
or
looked at
whip.
ERA.
Batting average against ERA and batting average against.
I'd say ERA
No,
more
because
than
like
anything.
Greg said, Maddux, if you got on the bag, he stepped up his level.
That's
right?
exactly. So that's what I was
you
going to
can
ask.
get, you can give up averages,
Sure. Yeah.
but ERA to me,
Okay, whip.
ERA,
Whip,
yeah,
ERA,
walk
batting
hits,
average
yeah.
against, these are things that tell you
Those
how you
two,
respond
I
to
would
all
put you in
the
the Hall of Fame, and I'll pay you $50
Especially
million.
if you've already been an established pitcher.
Not that you were 18-3.
Yeah. And say you're on it.
With a 6?
Would you play? Do you think your game was elevated on games where you knew you had a big game pitcher?
Probably. My game was the worst when I had to face a rookie pitcher I never seen before.
Yes. Yeah, that makes
Trap
sense.
game. That's the
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah, that's
You bet
that.
sports,
Yeah,
that is the trap.
that is the trap for sure.
Straight the fuck up.
Yep, that's true.
Because Nick could call me all the time, and he'll go, dude, they're pitching somebody no one is a rookie, this and that. I said, dude, you better bet on, I don't care,
knows
bet
it.
on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many times has Detroit or somebody else done that this year? Where
Didn't
they
the Angels just no hit the Mariners with a kid?
Yeah.
It was his first. They didn't even no hit him, but
Yeah.
he.
didn't give up a run.
Yeah, that's what it was. He
Yeah.
shut him out. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens all the time. I mean, look in that World Series, that 2002. They pitched John Lackey, a rookie, in the Game 7.
There you go.
Smartest move you could do. They're like, hey, we got nothing to lose here. It's Game 7. If we win, we win. If we don't, we don't.
And you know what? We
And
just
it
need him to go
works.
4 or 5, and
That was
everybody's
it.
available.
He went 7 and got 1 and only gave up 1 run, you know what I mean, in that game. Because it's like, you're right. Like, they never seen him before. So it's
Dude, it's
like,
tough if you. It's tough when you ain't never seen nobody, dude.
Yeah,
I don't care what it
exactly.
is, dude.
Yeah.
That's not a good at bat.
it's not, right? You're trying to get, now it's probably easier because you can find tape of them at least, but back then,
Oh yeah, back then, yeah, we
couldn't find shit.
VHS, half shit. When I first came up, we didn't have no tape.
Nothing, right?
The hell no.
You
Hey,
gotta
dude,
see
hey,
mine.
hey, you went on, and who played this league in high school? Who played against him in
man.
college? And that's what. And after the first at bat, hey man, what do you got?
What do you got? What do you got? That's
Well,
hilarious.
their second seasons are always not so good as their rookie.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, sophomore efforts. Yeah, for sure. All right,
I
that
think
was.
they should do I think they should do Ghost Runner during the regular season and not during the.
Of course, I got Jamar Chase. It says
They don't do that.
Jamar Chase said he ain't playing if they don't get. You know, he said out his senior. You know, he said that was last year in college too. He's like, fuck that.
Wow.
I don't blame him. I wouldn't play.
Yeah,
Not in this game. Football's different.
football's different.
Football's different because they don't give a fuck. You go out there and play right now, and he blows out his ACL. They'd be like, fuck you. See
Yeah,
you
that's
later.
it. I mean, we heard Napoleon's story too, man. We don't we hear these stories. Yeah, I wouldn't do it for sure.
Yeah, football, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
But that's what the fucking Bengals do all the time, man.
yeah.
If you're not the quarterback.
Small market team, right?
Yeah, but big market TV contract.
Yeah.
TV contracts are paying for it. He ain't coming out of his pocket. NFL sells out every goddamn game
Yeah, you got a point.
in every city. The TV contract
huge.
pays for all the salaries and then some.
It's true. It's true.
And then some.
All right. That's a
and-
perfect end to life after sports. They pay it
TV
all.
You want to get a sign or like do you?
That's good. Yeah.
All right. And then, shit, MLB too now, because, you know, the private fucking, you know, was it Comcast in fucking Philly or whatever the fuck that shit is? Comcast, all local now?
It's NBC Sports now.
Yeah, but
Why are
so,
you cursing so much?
we're off.
He's upset.